What else are you seeing when you put them in versus the deficiency of amino acids?
Well, I think it's just in the realm that I work with, poor recovery. It's
Yep.
just poor recovery from activity or a particular viral. So it's that you've lost resilience, you've lost that reserve.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Kidney Coach YouTube channel. I am naturopath Fiona Chin, co-founder of the Kidney Disease Solution, kidney coach, and of course our supplements Kaigenesis. And today I'm joined by Dr. Rick Cohen. So Dr. Rick Cohen, we've not had on our podcast before. I was blessed to meet him a month or so ago, and I was so impressed by his knowledge that I said, you've got to come on our podcast. So he's a physician and functional medicine doctor with over 20 years of experience in the medical field. And he actually founded the company called Ignite Longevity, which provides personalized assessments and integrative interventions to help people take a comprehensive approach to living longer and healthier lives. So he has a real focus on longevity and inside the longevity space as well. He has dedicated his career to the treatment and prevention of lifestyle and metabolic related diseases, hence why he has some knowledge and skills when it comes to kidney disease. His goal is to help his patients unlock the keys to achieving optimal metabolic health better. What are the benefits that people would see in taking amino acids? And we talked about catabolism and those sort of things, but maybe I'll get you to do, what are the big deficiency symptoms that we see if you're not getting enough amino acids? And then when you put them in, what are the things that you see? Like you said, it's like a light bulb, people just light up. So what else are you seeing when you put them in versus the deficiency of amino acids?
Well, I think it's just from in the realm that I work with, poor recovery. It's
Yep.
just poor recovery from activity,
Mm-hmm.
lack of resilience, to stressors, whether it's a physical um, or a particular viral. So it's that you've lost resilience, you've lost that reserve.
Mm-hmm.
So people just, when you lose that reserve, your body then needs to work harder, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
stressor on your system. So as once you've sort of filled that need again, it's almost like letting your body, go into more of an idle, or you're changing your gears. So you're flowing, you're not under as much stress. So that's, I think, the biggest thing that I see. People, if they've lost muscle, and granted, amino acids don't in and of themselves, you know, build muscle, right? It's not like I'm going to take an amino acid, I'm going to put on. No, that doesn't. But they're the pieces that you need if you're physically active to maintain, right? So, and there is a concept. So if someone, it's a catch-22, but if someone is more active, they need more amino acids to fuel the recovery of what their activity is. Obviously, if someone is less active, they don't. But vice versa, if someone's ill and has an illness or some damage, then they need more because they're in a catabolic state. So
Yep.
it's sort of on both ends of it. Um, Taking extra protein, and you look at studies like if someone is not active and eating a ton of protein, that may not be ideal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if someone is normally active, you know, on a health perspective, it's like 1.6 kilograms per grams per kilogram, right? So
Yeah.
that's
That's
about
yeah.
a good amount, which is which you can do, but it's I just find it harder to do. That's where I use amino acid every day, and it gives me equivalent of about 40 grams of protein. 2 scoops, and it works really well. I throw it in after workout or typically mid afternoon,
Yeah.
or an hour or two before dinner. It's my filler,
Yeah,
and that works out
great.
really well.
And it's just, and I think you had a bottle there. I was looking at it earlier. It's just powder and straight into water. So it's
Oh
not
yeah, I don't have a
pop
package.
down a
Yeah, it's like
steak
if you can.
or.
So one of the problems was, and I don't honestly say it's like, so it's just, I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, yeah,
It's just
perfect.
like
Yep.
so amino acids were um not tasty. They were
No.
quite no, they're quite bitter, and but at least with what we've been able to do, and sort of like I said, it was something that we've had for 12 years now, I guess, working with athletes, and this is just another use for it. And I'm super glad to be able to share this. Is we've gone through like 8 or 9 revisions over the years to try and get the flavor, and it took the first 5 years was like, it's not ready, and then it got better, and now it's actually pretty dang good because with some of the newer sweeteners and some of the flavors, and then we realized that putting like a true organic berry powder in there made a nice difference. So it had a berry powder, it has some tart cherry, and
Yeah.
it masks some of that back end. And then you have to play around with a tiny bit of stevia, just a tiny bit, and then a little bit of monk fruit, because this is like spending a day in the lab for a few times. They each have a different effect. One's a front end sweetness, and
Yeah.
one's a back end sweetness.
Oh,
So if you
fascinating.
just use one and not the other, that bitterness comes through. But if you use both just in a small amount, in with this berry flavor, which has more of a natural sweetness, it's a little bit more of a symphony. So it's actually not bad. And if you put it in like literally that much,
Yeah.
4 ounces of water, spin it up and you drink it, it's 5 seconds. And
Yeah,
five,
right.
10 seconds, you're done.
We'll get Dr. Cohen back to do those conversations, but anything you want to know in the meantime, drop in the comments below. Remember to hit subscribe and like. That way you'll get notified when we do another podcast with this amazing man. Thank you for being part of our community. And Dr. Cohen, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and your knowledge. And I can't wait to have more conversations with you.
Well, thank you, Fiona.
No worries. Thanks, everybody.